Welcome back to Brunswick Community College, and our finale of our triple header features the Brunswick Dolphins, the ladies at 2-2, hosting Fayetteville Tech. The Trojans are 2-3. And good evening, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Been a busy day of hoops here on Walter Shaw Court as we wrap up the second day of the pre-Thanksgiving Classic with the ladies hosting the Trojans of Fayetteville Tech. Let's meet the starting lineups for Peace Shepherd and Fayetteville Tech, coming off a 71-64 loss against Richard Bland on Tuesday. It's number 1, Nyla Mitchell. Number 5 is Amori Kirkland. Number 20, Kiara Duncan. Number 21, Kiana Bryant. And number 25 is Aaliyah Thomas. And now for Joe Gaughan and your Dolphins, coming off that victory last Sunday, defeating UNC Wilmington's club team 64-48. Starting today is number 4, Chelsea Rivera. Number 11 is Amaya Glenn. Number 12, Lily Cornegi, making her collegiate debut. Number 13, Shantae Douglas. And number 30 is Kaya Starling. So that's the starters for both of these teams. As I mentioned, Dolphins been off since Sunday when they took down the club team from UNC Wilmington by 16 points. Dolphins had 16 steals in that game, 6 by Amaya Glenn. Shantae Douglas, 21-10. Douglas on the season averaging over 12 points, 10.5 rebounds. It'll be Cornegi to tip it against, believe that's Thomas for Fayetteville Tech, as we're ready to go here in the finale of our triple header of college hoops for you here on the Dolphins YouTube channel. Tip is controlled by Fayetteville Tech, and this is White.
Yeah, we're talking on D, we're talking.
Mitchell gets it off the handoff from Thomas, throws cross court to White. White drives in, swings it back out. Mitchell for 3, got it to go. Nyla Mitchell, 57% from 3 on the season, averaging 7 a game. Some of these stats for the Trojans are almost hard to believe. Everybody's over 60% from the field. Makes you go, they're not right. I can tell you they're not right. Douglas over to Glenn. Glenn top of the key to Rivera. Rivera attacks, can't score. Rebound controlled by Thomas for Fayetteville Tech. Thomas. Now White into the forecourt. They look down low, instead go back to White. Opening minute of the game. Trojans lead at 3-zip. And we got a double dribble called there, so Trojans turn it over. Which is shocking because they're only averaging 6 turnovers a game. Again, most of these stats for Fayetteville Tech, not accurate. Dolphins D on the young season, 3rd in Region 10 in blocks per game, 3rd in steals per game. They get a stop here. And then on the backdoor cut, Rivera throws it away. She was looking for Douglas down low. Instead, it's a steal for the Trojans. Bounce pass trickles away. It's a steal by Douglas. Douglas throws it ahead to Rivera. Rivera now goes top of the key to Mitchell. Here is Glenn for 3. Can't get it to go, and it's off Brunswick out of bounds as Cornegi was looking for the offensive rebound. So Trojans lead at 3-0 here in the first 90 seconds. About 45 minutes late as our first 2 games ran over a little bit. Thanks for staying patient with us. Foul called on the Dolphins. It's the first of the game for either team. And it's going to send Kiana Bryant to the free throw line. Bryant averaging 7.8 points per ball game. And swishes in the first one. So Mitchell got a 3. Now Bryant gets on the board. And it's 4-zip. Foul was on Cornegi, by the way, her first, team's first, as I mentioned. Game 3 of a 7-game homestand for Brunswick, as the Dolphins will be off until December 4th. Take on Cape Fear. And then on the 8th, against Cleveland Community College from the western part of the state. Rivera top of the key. Here is Mitchell on the step back. No, Cornegi put back as an air ball. Lily trying to chase it down, goes to her knees, grabs the basketball. Nice hustle play there by Cornegi. Again, playing in her first game of the season. Rivera down low, and Douglas is blocked but fouled. Nice closing defense there by Fayetteville Tech, but contact was made, and now Douglas goes to the free throw line. 60% free throw shooter on the season. Trying to get Brunswick on the board, and she misses the first one. Douglas, 12.3 points per ball game, 51% shooter from the field, 10.5 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks per game. Gets 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. And an early sub for Fayetteville. It's Nalia White into the game, number 3 for the Trojans. There's Kirkland in the backcourt. Mitchell back to Kirkland. Dribbles across the timeline. Guarded by Rivera. Now Mitchell on a switch. Here's Mitchell for Fayetteville. Pay attention. White had it poked from behind. Good defense again by the Dolphins. Here comes Rivera, the scoop and score. First field goal of the game for Brunswick. And it's Rivera. Came into the game averaging 10.3 points per game. 5-3 Fayetteville. Down low, open look for Duncan, who scores. So Duncan's got 2, 7-3 Trojans. Trojans 1-3 in Region 10 play. Dolphins are 0-2. Mitchell in the corner. Top of the key, Rivera can't get it to go. Cornegi got the rebound, but traveled with the basketball. She didn't pick up the dribble. So 3 minutes into the game, it's a 4-point lead for Fayetteville Tech. Kirkland Mitchell. Look out, almost a steal there by Rivera. Kirkland able to get it into the forecourt. The quick 3 is an air ball. Tried to save it, did the Trojans, but it came to Mitchell for Brunswick. Now Rivera into the forecourt. Mitchell top of the key. Glenn. Rivera steps left, fires the jumper, no. Tip for the rebound, and they got Douglas over the back. Second team foul on Brunswick, 1 on Fayetteville, with 6:28 to go here in the opening quarter. Dolphins trying to win back-to-back games for the first time in 2 seasons. Fayetteville Tech trying to even their record at 3-3. Over on the far side, White had her pass tipped out. Mitchell hit a deep one earlier and banked a 2-pointer in there. So good start for the Trojans, 9-3. Glenn, top of the key. Hands it off to Rivera. Back to Glenn, down low. Douglas, the screen and roll, and Douglas scores. First field goal for Douglas. She's up to 3 points. That pass was batted by Glenn, and it's 9-5 Fayetteville.
Let's go, White. Good D right here. Good D.
Shante Douglas with 3. Rivera's got 2. Rivera is going to go to the bench as Kaya Starling comes into the game. Catch and shoot 3 by Mitchell. She's been hot. She stays hot. She has 8 points, 8 of the 12 for Fayetteville's. The Trojans lead by 7. Here's Starling dribbling to the far side of your screen, being hounded here in this trapping defense. And that's going to roll out of bounds near mid-court off Brunswick. So the Trojans picking up the intensity on defense, forcing that turnover. Mauricia Bennett coming into the game for the Trojans, averaging over 8 a game off the bench. She'll inbound it for Peace Shepherd's team. Start of a 3-game road trip for Fayetteville Tech. They're at Apprentice on December 11th, so it's a 3-game road trip, but the ladies will be off for quite a bit. Kirkland gets it over to the far side. The bucket doesn't go, but free throws are upcoming. And it'll be Bryant at the free throw line. So Kiana Bryant, 2 points already here today. Dolphins up to 3 team fouls. First foul on Starling. And a really good offensive start for the Trojans. Maybe they weren't lying. Maybe as a team, the Trojans really are shooting 76% as a team, as their stats indicate. If they would, believe me, they are not 2-3 team. Somebody's cooking the books at Fayetteville. Bryant gets them both. It's 4 for Bryant, 9-point lead for the Trojans. Glenn, some contact. Princess Kennedy in the game almost lost it. Got it down low, and the bunny is missed by Mitchell. Dolphins are cold at the start. Trojans capitalizing, leading by 9, looking for more. They go top of the key to Bennett for 3. Got it to go. I don't know. Maybe this team is shooting 65% on the season from 3. Bennett's got one, and this is a red-hot start for the Trojans. Dolphins got to stay composed here. Kennedy with a big answer. So Kennedy scores. Chance for an and 1 here. 17-7, the start for Fayetteville Tech. And we'll have a free throw upcoming for Brunswick here when we come back. Big shout out to our friends Coastal Transplants for sponsoring today's broadcast. Chris Sheeman back here with you from the home studio in chilly Cleveland, Ohio. It's been my kind of weather. It's been like 40 degrees. It snowed this weekend. I got the heavy blankets out. Oh, I'm in heaven right now. Kirkland, as Kennedy misses the free throw, got it out, and the jumper is good. I believe that's Duncan over there. And Fayetteville Tech cannot miss. They have not missed. That's going to be batted out of bounds. And I thought it was Duncan. That's not Duncan who scored that bucket. I believe it was Bennett. If it's Bennett, she's got 5 already. Trojans by 12. Glenn being hounded. Glenn needs some help, and she got fouled. Both teams with 3 team fouls with 4:14 left to play here in the opening quarter. Finale of a triple header here today. Here at the Brunswick Dolphins pre-Thanksgiving Classic, and a happy Turkey Day to all of you, or Tofurkey Day, maybe if you're a vegetarian or vegan. Kennedy, the step back J, and Princess Kennedy with a hot start. She's got 4. 19-9, though, Trojans with the lead. Got to get some stops on this end of the court. And down low, Sims hangs it short. Kennedy into the front court. Here's Starling, now Glenn. Rockets it over to Rivera, and Rivera throws it away. Kennedy pokes it from behind to take it away. Swings it out to Glenn. Pass off the mark. Sloppy passing right now for Brunswick. And White couldn't handle the pass for the Trojans. Back in transition, here comes Brunswick, and Glenn can't get it to go. Cherry picking is White. White puts it up and in. First bucket for Nalia White. He averages 3.8 points per game. 21-9. It's all Trojans here at the start of this one. Rivera into the forecourt. Rivera, Kennedy has to chase it out deep. Inside 3 minutes to go, 2:50 to be exact. Here is Rivera. Down low they go to Douglas, and Douglas is mugged. 4 team fouls on Fayetteville. And are they going to say Douglas was in the act of shooting? I don't think so. So Starling will inbound it. More changes for Fayetteville. As I'll tell you about the subs as soon as I can get a look at the number. I believe Thomas is back in the game. Cornegi back in for Brunswick in the corner. Oh, Douglas tiptoed to save that. Nice job by Douglas. Here's Glenn now to Starling. Rivera with 7 to shoot. Double pumps, throws it up, no. Tries to follow or miss, and it goes out of bounds back to the Trojans. You can't ask for a better start for Fayetteville Tech. They have been great offensively and have done a nice job defensively as well, limiting the Dolphins. They were up against the shot clock yet again on that sequence. Kirkland takes it left side. That's poked away, but it'll stay with the Trojans as Thomas had trouble with it. Yet another sub for the Trojans. Mitchell back in with 8 points as Bennett departs with her 5 off the bench. Kirkland. Dolphins in a zone, and it's a steal by Rivera. Rivera going one-on-one. Waits, had it blocked, staying with it. Douglas swings it out. Glenn, no. Starling, an offensive rebound. She'll put it up from the elbow. Rims out. Dolphins just can't buy one right now. Cold start for Brunswick. Here's Kirkland pulling up for 3. Man. Fayetteville Tech is just shooting the lights out of the place. 24 on the board for the Trojans. Douglas gets tied up. It'll be a jump ball, and the possession arrow will keep it with Brunswick. But a really good start for the Trojans. Here's the shooting I have for the Trojans. Mitchell at 69% for the season. White 75%. Kirkland 77%. Bennett 89%. Banks 69%. Duncan 33%. Bryant 58%. Thomas at 100%. Sims at 100%. And King at 100%. I thought those numbers might have been fudged a little bit, but in this first quarter, I'm not so sure. Fayetteville Tech red hot from the field right now, but they put Brunswick in the bonus on their 5th team foul. That's the 5th one, boys. Let's get to the free throw line. Come on, guys. Let's pretend like we know the rules here. This guy underneath still wants him to inbound it. It's 5 team fouls, and that means you shoot 2 free throws.
Let's go, Lily. Put him in.
Earning that paycheck. All right, so Lily Cornegi, opportunity to get her first collegiate points. And short on the first free throw. Dolphins, I started talking about their defense on the young season. It's been absent so far today. Credit Fayetteville, off to a hot start, but Cornegi gets her first point from the free throw line, and it's 24-10 Trojans. Mitchell with the fake, had it blocked by Starling. Trojans tried to save it. They did, but to the wrong team. So Kaya into the front court now for Brunswick. Hands it off to Rivera. Glenn drives in, throws it away. Mitchell was ready for it. Mitchell, she going one-on-one. She's going to make the extra pass out to Thomas. Finally, they miss, and a foul on the rebound is going to give Mitchell 2 free throws at the other end. So we're inside a minute to go here in the opening quarter.
Let's go, Destiny. You got these.
Trojans by 14. Destiny Mitchell, 75% free throw shooter on the season. And hangs that one short. Boy, even the free throw's not falling for Brunswick here in this first quarter. Dolphins' offensive struggles have continued. They came in averaging just 53.3 points per ball game. Fayetteville Tech, both free throws are missed, but Starling, she's gotten a lot of hustle plays here in the early going. Mitchell now over to Rivera. Rivera takes a dribble, fires the shot, banks it in and out and back in. So Rivera gets her second bucket. She's got 4, Kennedy's got 4, Douglas with 3, Cornegi with 1. 24-12. 3 by Bennett, too strong. Fayetteville, despite the fact that they've hung 24 up on the scoreboard in the first quarter so far, averaging just 61 per game in the first 5 games of the season. So on the jump ball, possession arrow will keep it with the Trojans. 14-second difference between the game and shot clock. And again, our shot clock might be a little off, either a little fast or a little slow. The little bunny shot is good. I believe that was Thomas who scored. Dolphins can hold for the final shot of the quarter here. Rivera out to Glenn. Starling. Now Rivera again. Still time. We get another tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it with Brunswick, and they'll have 10.2 seconds to work with. So Starling to inbound here for the Dolphins. So plenty of time here for Brunswick. Goes into Glenn. Glenn forced that shot. I don't know why they went so quick there. Now Fayetteville's got plenty of time out on the run, and with 1.8, a blocking foul is called on Brunswick. This is about as bad of a first quarter as you can have for Brunswick, but really the last 10 seconds have just been mismanaged here by the Dolphins. So it's Thomas at the free throw line. Thomas, who averages 4.2 points per ball game, can match her season average if she gets these free throws. Misses the first, though. So 1 out of 2. Thomas up to 3 points. And what a first quarter for the Trojans. 27-12. We'll take a timeout, come back and bring you the second quarter here in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. A hot shooting start to the game for Fayetteville Tech. End of one quarter, 27-12. Trojans over your Dolphins. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. Triple header today. Ladies game wrapping up day 2 of the Dolphins pre-Thanksgiving Classic. Lily Cornegi with a nice steal. She goes coast to coast. Throws it up over a double team and scores. So a tough bucket there by Cornegi. And a good start for Brunswick. Got to get some stops. Cool off these Trojans. Down low, that was way too high off the glass. Rivera collects. Here's Starling. Cornegi posting up. They get it to the cutter, Glenn. And Glenn out of control. Rebound by Bryant for the Trojans. Here is Kirkland losing it. Cornegi picks it up. Starling, ball fake. Ooh, nice play. Bad result, though. And now the cherry picking, Mitchell. She gets into double figures and a silly foul by Brunswick. So 10 for Mitchell and a chance for an old school three-point play for Nyla. 7 points per game on this season. And Mitchell has 11 now today. 30-14 Trojans. Whistle called there, and do we have an illegal screen set? I believe that's the call. So Brunswick with the turnover and up to 2 team fouls here in the second quarter. Trojans lost by 7 against Richard Bland on Tuesday. Start of a 3-game road trip for them. Game 3 of a 7-game homestand for Brunswick. I know Coach Joe is trying to add a game in early January as well. Didn't Dawn Staley tweet out she needs games? Come to Brunswick, Dawn. We'll play you. That would be something. That would be something else. Some changes for the Dolphins. Princess Kennedy, 4 points today off the bench, comes into the game for Cornegi. Attacking play no good. Fight for the rebound. Tip up no. Starling collects for Brunswick. Starling, Mitchell, I believe Williams also out there for the first time. The Shia checking in. Here's Starling for 3. No. Kennedy trying for the rebound. Mitchell has it. Mitchell might have gotten fouled there. No whistle, though. On the far side, this is Kirkland. Bryant catches the high pass. Mitchell's been hot. She's in double figures already. Can't score there. The putback, though, is good by Kirkland. So Kirkland with 5. It's all Trojans. 32-14. Starling on the wing. Starling the runner. It's blocked. Kirkland will back it out now. Now she gets around one defender, and the runner is good. Kirkland has 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 players have at least 4 points for the Trojans, who are dominating this game by 20. High pass. Kennedy has trouble with it. Joe Gawham might call timeout if another bucket drops here. Let's see if Mitchell can get another one. Off the front of the rim. Kennedy into the forecourt. Kennedy can push. Kennedy one-on-one and draws contact. It'll be the first foul of the quarter on Fayetteville Tech. Shante Douglas back in the game. 3 points here in the half. Where's the Cleveland family at? Are you all in the house? That's going to be a turnover on Brunswick. It's just been a sloppy, sloppy game for Brunswick.
Let's go, White. Get a stop.
Really
Right
in
here.
all facets. "20-point lead for the Trojans. Bennett back in. She's got it out deep. Cross court it goes. I believe that's Kirkland for 3. No good. Rebound. Here comes Williams in Brunswick. Williams, pass tipped. Kennedy is there. Kennedy goes glass. No. It's tipped out to Williams, or excuse me, Mitchell couldn't get the bunny to go. Kirkland was given space. Mitchell for 3. Fight for the rebound, and Mitchell collects for Brunswick. So Mitchell for Brunswick, Mitchell for Fayetteville Tech. Got to pay attention. What a swat there by the Trojans. They're trying to reward, I believe that was White who made the block. And she traveled with the basketball instead. So we've played 4 minutes here in this second quarter. Dolphins get a stop. Need to find some consistency on the offensive end right now, though. Down low. Douglas, no. Second effort, no, but she's fouled. So Shante Douglas will go to the free throw line. Both teams with 2 team fouls. So again, Dolphins get a little bit of a break after today. Don't play again until December 4th. Cape Fear comes to the building. That's next Wednesday. So about 10 days off. As Douglas now with 4 points. Kirkland departs for Fayetteville Tech. She's on the bench with 7. Bennett walks it into the forecourt. 5.5 left to play in the first half. Catch and shoots. Midi is no good, and it's out of bounds off the Trojans. Williams out deep with it. Takes it right side. Mitchell for Brunswick. Bounce pass goes to Douglas. Douglas scores, and it looked like she got wrapped up. Trojans, though, still doubling up Brunswick at the midway point. It's 34-17. Bennett out deep. The extra pass goes out to Bryant for 3. Banks open on a Sunday night in Brunswick County. Williams into the forecourt. Mitchell from deep. Rebound controlled by Bennett for Fayetteville. The home run pass almost intercepted by Starling, and then it's out of bounds off the Trojans. As we go to a timeout, 4:27 left to go here in this first half, and it is all Trojans. All right, Dolphins basketball out of the timeout, but a big hole to dig out of. As Brunswick's down by 20. Chris Sheeman back here with you. 2-2 Dolphins, 2-3 Trojans battling here on Walter Shaw Court on day 2 of the pre-Turkey Day Classic. Thanks for being with us all weekend long. Mitchell for Brunswick with the turnover there. 5 games all totaled. Coming up about 3 weeks from now, we'll have the Christmas tournament, the Holiday Classic, as it were, and that'll be 11 games in 3 days. I'll be in the building for that one, taking the drive down to the beach. I can't wait to see the ocean. Oh, it's a good trip. It's always fun to come down there, even in December. I like going to the beach in December. Corner pocket, Bryant can't get it to go. Looking to get into double figures, and then on the rebound, the 3rd team foul on Fayetteville Tech. But I go to Oak Island, and there's nobody there. Absolutely nobody. You got the whole beach to yourself, and yeah, it's a little colder. Yeah, you're not going in the water most likely, but it's still beautiful. Williams being hounded, dribbling out of trouble. Swings it out to Glenn, who's back out there. Rivera checks in, too, couldn't handle the pass. Steal by White. White scores. White has 4. Trojans just putting it on the Dolphins here tonight. Nobody picked up the ball there. Cornegi down low. Couldn't get it to go. It trickles out to Glenn. Here's Williams, the midi. Rebound wrestled away by Bryant. White will attack. Can't bank it, but she's fouled. So both teams with 3 team fouls, with 3:12 to go here in this first half. White on the season, 60% from the line. She's got 4 points here tonight. Make it 5. Mitchell with 11. Kirkland has 7. 7 for Bryant as well. White can get up to 6 here. Missed that one short. And the rebound to Brunswick. Cornegi out on the head of the pack. Couldn't get the layup to go, though, and it's wrestled away by Sims. Here come the Trojans. 40-17, they turn it over, and then Glenn gets fouled. That's 4 team fouls on Fayetteville Tech. So Dolphins need to stay aggressive here over the final 2:53 of the half. They can maybe get into the bonus. Shot's not falling for Brunswick, but if you can get into the bonus, try to whittle this lead down a little bit. Rivera with 4 points. Gets around one defender. The runner is good. Make it 6 for Rivera here today. Matching Douglas for the team's high. White attacks, can't score. And that's Bryant for 3. So Bryant now in double figures with 10. Mitchell's got 11. 2 players in double figures already for Fayetteville Tech. And Rivera going to the free throw line. So it will be the bonus the rest of the way for Brunswick over the final 2 minutes and 14 seconds of this opening half. Princess Kennedy, 4 points off the bench, comes back into the game. Duncan is back in for the Trojans. Good first half for Chelsea Rivera, up to 7 points. Chance to make it 8 now. Bennett walks it up. Guarded by Douglas out deep. Good ball movement. That was Bryant to White. Here's Rivera. Kennedy. Douglas. Good ball movement there for Brunswick. So Douglas has 8. Rivera with 8 for Brunswick here in the first half. Going to get a tie up here, and the possession arrow favors Brunswick. So good hustle play there by the Dolphins. Glenn over to Rivera. Got Glenn on the opposite side, but misplayed the pass. So Dolphins turn it back over with Fayetteville Tech on the ball, leading by 22. Bit of a surprise. Thought this would be a close game. Trojans came in averaging 61 points per ball game. They might have that in the third quarter. Block but foul on Douglas. That'll send White to the free throw line for the Trojans. White, who came in averaging just under 4 points per game, already has 7 here with 1:06 to play in the first half. Missed them both at the free throw line. There's Bryant's size. And then she throws it away. It's a steal by Williams. The cutter is Kennedy. And it's deflected off Fayetteville Tech. Starling back in the game as Douglas departs with 8 points here in the first half. Williams to inbound it. Rivera on the wing. Cut off, bounce pass, turnaround Mitchell. No. Mitchell, a scoreless first half, wrestled away again by Bryant on the rebound. Here's Duncan. Takes it out deep, looking down low, and some contact down there. I don't see an official make a, okay, it was touched by Brunswick, they say. So 19 to shoot, 38.5 on the game clock as we wind down this first half. Open look for Mitchell. Don't want to leave her alone. That's the result. 14 in the first half for Nyla Mitchell. Double her season average of 7 a game. Game clock and shot clock are off by just a little bit. I don't think anybody's paying attention to that, though, as Mitchell out on the run had it poked away. It'll stay with the Trojans with 14.4. We'll see if they hold for the final shot. I don't know what it is about the women's game, especially at the JUCO level, but they don't ever seem to hold for the final shot. Bennett gets it back. See, that's a quick three, but she's open and she hits it. 6 seconds to work with for Brunswick. Williams into the forecourt. Williams got to go, got to get it off. Draws contact right as the buzzer expires. So Williams will shoot 2 free throws. They'll put .3 back on the clock. Nashia Williams, 50% free throw shooter on the season. Actually, .4 is what they put on the clock. The same thing happened during the guys' game, and it was .3, so .4 for the ladies, I guess. But anyways, Williams, 50-50 free throw shooter this season. Good on the first one. First point for Nishaya. And Williams can't get that one to go. That shot would not have counted, and it's all Trojans here at the half. This pre-Thanksgiving Classic triple header. We're in our final halftime. Fayetteville Tech 51, Brunswick 24. We'll be back after this 15-minute halftime break with all the second half action. Welcome back to the Brunswick Pre-Thanksgiving Classic. And a happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Finale of our triple header here today. Brunswick Dolphins and Fayetteville Tech Trojans. All Trojans to start this second half. They lead at 51-24. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Mitchell for the Trojans with 14 points in that first half. Bryant, who takes that jumper, has 10. 8 for Bennett, 7 for Kirkland, 7 for White, 3 for Thomas, and 2 for Duncan. Meanwhile, for Brunswick, Douglas and Rivera both have 8 points each. Kennedy with 4, Cornegie in her first game of the season with 3, and Williams with 1. So those are your first half stats as we're underway here in this second half. Third of this 7, possibly 8-game homestand for the Dolphins. Start of a 3-game road trip for the Trojans, and couldn't ask for a better first half offensively for the Trojans. Nice little give and go there as Glenn lays it up and in, her first bucket of the game. Dolphins will be off until December 4th, about 10 days from now. They host Cape Fear. That 3 is rimming off by Bryant. Meanwhile, for Fayetteville Tech, they will be at Apprentice up in the Hampton Roads area on December 11th. So they have a good long break after today. Bucket in the foul as Douglas scores to get into double figures. Once again, Shantae Douglas came in averaging 12 a game. Chance to complete an old school 3-point play. Fayetteville Tech 2-3. Dolphins are 2-2. Trojans beat Guilford for their lone Region 10 victory of the season as Douglas gets to 11 on the night. Losses against Bryan and Stratton and Cape Fear, in addition to Richard Bland, who beat him on Tuesday. Kirkland over to Duncan. Back to Kirkland. Mitchell attacks and Mitchell scores for Fayetteville Tech. She has 16 today. Here's Rivera, top of the key. Over to Mitchell for Brunswick. Back to Rivera. Douglas stripped. Dolphins will have 11 to shoot. So Mitchell for Brunswick will inbound it here. Douglas out deep. Over to Rivera. Rivera with 5 on the shot clock, lost it out of bounds. So turnover gives it back to the Trojans. They lead by 24. Fayetteville Tech, chance to even their record at 500, assuming they can ride this big point total out. High pass was looking for Sims. Instead, it's a steal. Cornegie with the bounce pass ahead to Glenn. Down low, it's Rivera. Rivera, a couple dribbles, waits, and scores. So Rivera joins Douglas in double figures with 10. Douglas and Rivera have 21 of the 31 for Brunswick. That should have been a walk. Kirkland buries it, and it's 9 for the Trojans. 3 minutes into this second half. Nice screen and splitting the defense. Glenn, who's been aggressive here in the second half, already with 2 field goals. There's Kirkland into the front court. Mitchell back to her. Bryant, she's been hot today. Couldn't get that to go. Put back by Thomas, no. Thomas' second effort, she's fouled. So Thomas will go to the free throw line for the Trojans. That's the third foul on Carnegie. And the first free throw is no good. Thomas has had her struggles from the free throw line this season. These two teams split the regular season last year. Fayetteville won by 10 at home, and then the Dolphins beat them 62-58 here at Brunswick. But if the Dolphins are going to split this year, it is looking like it's going to have to be on the road. Trojans just came out firing away, hitting everything in that first quarter. Really haven't looked back since then. Rivera on the near side. Here's Mitchell for Brunswick. Cross court. Glenn gets it down low. Extra pass out to Rivera from Kennedy, who got the assist. Rivera buries the jumper. She leads the team with 12 in the game. Mitchell for Fayetteville Tech misses the three. Rebound by Glenn. Dolphins looking crisper here in the second half. Still trailing big, but like to see the effort. Kennedy will back it out. Plenty of time to shoot here. Rivera. Now Glenn down low to Douglas. Back out to Glenn. Couldn't quite rim in the three. Ball tipped to Kennedy. Kennedy put back no, but she is fouled. Princess Kennedy with 4 points here today on the season. Kennedy 35% from the free throw line. So she struggled a bit from the charity stripe here in the first 4 games. Looking good on that first free throw, though. Kennedy up to 5 points. 2 team fouls on the Trojans, 1 on Brunswick. Dolphins can get it inside 20 here. And Kennedy makes it a 19-point game. We saw one almost comeback attempt here at the pre-Thanksgiving Classic. It was our first game yesterday. Wake Tech got down by 23 in the second half and ended up losing by just 3 points. And the Trojans turn it over here, so another opportunity for Brunswick to whittle away at this lead. Glenn, top of the key, gets a screen over to Mitchell for Brunswick, and she throws it away. Mitchell for the Trojans with the steal. Cross court now to Kirkland. Kirkland, yes, on the 3. She has 12. Big answer there by the Trojans. Here's Rivera. Mitchell for Brunswick over to Glenn. Glenn step back J is short. Rebound by Kirkland. Correction, that was White on the rebound. The 3 is no good for Mitchell for Fayetteville. Throw ahead by Rivera to Kennedy. Kennedy, yes, and the foul. Kennedy up to 8 points, and once again a chance for her to get it inside 20. We're going to go to a timeout. Princess Kennedy will try to complete the and one when we come back. shout out to our friends at Coastal Transplants. Chris Sheeman back here with you. We got the mood lighting going at the home studio, and I'm going to try to bring up the camera here. Let's see what we got. Not quite yet. We'll wait till the next time out is called. But we're chilling out here in downtown Cleveland. Wherever you're watching from, we appreciate it. Princess Kennedy is at the charity stripe now. Chance to, once again, get this deficit inside 20. Kennedy misses the free throw. Douglas almost had the rebound, lost it out of bounds. No, they say it's off the Trojans. So Brunswick will keep it. Mitchell for the Dolphins will inbound it here. Mitchell looking for somebody, gets it in to Douglas. Back out to Destiny. Her jumper no good. Rebound controlled by the Trojans. Out ahead is Mitchell for Fayetteville Tech. Lost the handle on it, and it was touched by Mitchell for Brunswick, though, so it'll stay with the Trojans. Here is White. This is Kirkland stepping into a deep one, no good. Nice rebound there by Rivera. Kennedy steps and shoots and scores. Princess Kennedy in double figures with 10. So Dolphins trailing by 18 now. And maybe a little bit of a clock issue here. What do you think of that last shot, buddy? Kitty cat's on my lap. Normally she's so loud and so talkative, but she knows when the microphone is on that she's got to be good and quiet or she'll get kicked off. Kirkland directing traffic against the zone. Mitchell back to her. So Mitchell and Kirkland playing hot potato. Now they go to Duncan. Mitchell in the corner, shot clock at 8. That's through the hands of Bennett, and a steal by Rivera. Taking it, yes, and the foul for Glenn. What a quarter for Glenn. She's got 6 points, chance to make it 7 at the charity stripe. .333 left to go. This lead is down to 16. Offensive rebound, Douglas. Put back, no, and then Kirkland got whacked. 14 fouls on the Trojans, and that is the second on Brunswick. .329 to go. This door is not closed in this game. If you're the Trojans, gotta keep your foot on the gas here. That was almost a steal. Nice ball movement, though. They find Duncan down low, and Duncan scores. Quick trigger by Kennedy, who's feeling hot, no good. Rebound, Bryant. Throws it ahead. Mitchell tried to save it, but ran out of room. Trojans with the turnover. They lead it by 18. Mitchell for Brunswick with the inbound. Glenn facing some pressure in the backcourt. Through a high pass. It's recovered by Rivera. To Kennedy, too strong off the glass, put back by Douglas is no good, but she's fouled. Dolphins also in the bonus here over the final 2:48 of the third quarter. Fayetteville Tech at 61 points, right at their season average of points per game. Douglas misses the first free throw. It's going to take almost a flawless effort by Brunswick, but like I said, you can't, in the game of basketball, especially the way it's played today, you can't ever quit. So Douglas now with 12. Here's Kirkland. Her pass taken away. Good defense by Rivera. Here comes Brunswick now. Attacking is Glenn. Lays it up and in. Timeout Trojans. It's down to 15. Glenn up to 8 points. 2:30 left to play here in this third quarter. Dolphins trying to mount a comeback. Let's see if it's going to be, is it going to be a 30-second timeout or a full timeout? Buddy, you want to come up here? Come on. Come on. Okay. So 2:30 left to go. Dolphins playing great here in this third quarter. All right, we don't have the brightest of views for you, but let's see if we can bring it inside the home studio here. I got a cat on my lap. I'm trying to produce a game. I'm trying to manage it. How you doing, everybody? There I am. There's the game. And let's see if we can get her. There's Meepy. She's on alert because she knows she can get into trouble at any moment for being on my lap while I'm calling a basketball game. I remember being a little kid, and this was probably 93, 94, whenever the Phillies made that run to the World Series. It was 93. Meepy, do you want to say hi to the people? Here. Let's see if we can get her in here. Oh, she's so camera shy. Look at her. She won't even make contact. Come on, Meepy. You're the child of a broadcaster. You have to have no filter there, kiddo. But anyways, 93, 94, you know, newspapers wouldn't even print the 10 o'clock baseball games because it was too late, and you couldn't get that stuff anywhere. AOL had not come out yet. Here's a steal as I yap away, and the layup is good in transition by Amaya Glenn. So Glenn is in double figures, all 10 here in the quarter, and she almost gets another steal. Instead, it's going to be a foul. Oh, it's a turnover. Turnover by Fayetteville Tech. Boy, the wheels are coming off for the Trojans here. Dolphins getting some momentum. Anyways, what I was trying to say is, if you had asked me in 1994, when I couldn't even get a score for a 10 p.m. the night before a baseball game because the newspaper closed early, if I'd be broadcasting a basketball game from North Carolina from my studio in Cleveland, Ohio, with a cat on my lap, I would have said, what kind of crazy nonsense are you talking about? Dolphins come up empty there. Again, it's still going to take just about a perfect effort here for the Dolphins, but the Trojans are leaving that door open. Nice recovery there by White off the miss, though. White now with 9 points in the game. 63-48. And the Dolphins turn it right back over. See, that's not, well, you can't have those kinds of mistakes, especially if it leads to a bucket here, because that's a big turnaround in the game when you're already down big. Let's see how the defense plays out here in this 2-3 zone for Brunswick. White attacks, throws it up, no. Kennedy with the rebound. Princess Kennedy with a good game today, and she's fouled. Fouled by Bryant. Dolphins in the bonus. So Kennedy at the line. 10 points here today for Princess Kennedy. Free throw shooting is not helping the Dolphins come from behind here. One out of two, though, for Kennedy. This is as close as Brunswick has been since early, very early on in this game. The lead is 14. It's been as much as 28, I believe. At halftime, it was 51-24. 25-point quarter for Brunswick. Starling in the game looking for the steal. Bryant with the offensive foul. She pushed off. Kennedy sold it. 54 seconds left to go. This would be something else. So it was a 27-point lead at the half. It's a 25-12 quarter for Brunswick. Starling, Douglas throws it ahead to Glenn, who's been lightning hot. Gets it down low. Rivera, yes! And the foul. Rivera with 14. That is a team high. Mitchell for Fayetteville Tech leads all scorers with 16 in the game. But Rivera can get to 15 here. Good free throw shooter, 79% on the year. Missed it. Oh, the free throws. It'd be a 10-point game if not single digits. Driving Kirkland, swings it out. Thomas with the extra pass. And the three is no good. Rebound controlled by Douglas, and her mind was going before her body, and she traveled with the basketball. I mean, if the Dolphins can get it in single digits here, if you're Fayetteville Tech, you've got to run this clock. No, they take a quick contested shot. Well, making me look dumb as Bryant hits it. So Bryant makes them pay for the mistake. Starling attacking, yes. So 9 seconds to work with here for Fayetteville Tech. And it's ripped away by Douglas. Douglas at the buzzer. This will count. Oh, just off the back of the rim. But what a third quarter for Brunswick. They put up 29 points in quarter number 3, and they trail now by just 12. Well, the final quarter for you here coming up in just a moment. Final 10 minutes of this basketball game, and Brunswick is right back in it. They trailed by 27 at the half. They scored 29 points in that third quarter. Glenn had 10 of them. And Glenn is fouled on her way to the hoop. Rivera leads Brunswick with 14. Douglas with 12. Kennedy with 11. Glenn with 10. Those are the four big performers today for Brunswick. Right now, Williams is in the game with Starling, Glenn, Douglas, and Kennedy. Starling gets the inbound in, gets it back. She'll shoot the three. Way off. Rebound controlled by Kirkland. Kirkland looking to push. Hesitates, attacks, leaves it. Nice extra pass to Thomas, who scores. She's got 5. Lead back to 14, and the clock never started. So the officials will have to sort that out at the scorer's table. Game 3 of this 7-game homestand. Dolphins will take some time off for the Thanksgiving break. We'll be with you again Wednesday, December 4th against Cape Fear at 6 p.m. and then Sunday, December 8th against Cleveland at 1 p.m. Glenn over to Starling. Here's Williams up top. Handoff to Rivera. Starling back to Williams. Now Rivera. Starling step back three. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Mitchell. Mitchell for Fayetteville Tech pulls down the board. Here come the Trojans. Kirkland. Mitchell throws cross court. Open is Bennett. Buried it. Well, back-to-back buckets, and it's a 16-point game for the Trojans. Kennedy with the bounce pass. Rivera, the jumper is short. Rebound controlled by Thomas. Kirkland. This is Bennett, the reverse, got it to go. So a good start to the quarter for the Trojans. They respond well, and their lead grows back to 18, and now it's looking bleak here for Brunswick. Out deep, it's Glenn. Glenn attacks, banks it. Glenn up to a dozen. Again, all of that here in the second half. Dolphins got to get stops, though. They really can't even afford to give up many more points. Mitchell for three, got it, and she was fouled by Williams. Mitchell has 19 for Fayetteville Tech. Chance to get to the 20-point mark if she can complete the 4-point play. And nail in the coffin and so on and so forth here. Mitchell misses the free throw. Tip for the rebound. Rivera has it. Throws it ahead. Tiptoeing Glenn saved it back to Rivera. Couldn't scoop and score. Follows her miss. Got it out. Williams jumper. Way off. Rebound by Duncan. Here is Kirkland. Swinging it out. Bennett hit one from there earlier. That is deflected off the knee. Players diving for it, and I think Kennedy's going to get called for a foul here. Yeah, just a little too much contact there for the officials' liking. Second team foul on Brunswick. Finale of a triple header today here at the Brunswick Pre-Thanksgiving Classic, and whatever it is you're doing for Thanksgiving, I hope you have a great day with family or friends, maybe just by yourself. I'll be by myself for Thanksgiving, actually. We do our Thanksgiving on Wednesday, which is awesome. I used to do it because I had to work usually that weekend. I'd be calling a tournament or something. Good aggressive play there by Rivera. She's up to 16 on the night. But once I moved back to Ohio, family decided that we would just keep doing our Thanksgivings on Wednesday because we all liked it so much. How about my family, too? Guess what? Chris Sheeman gets his own pecan pie. Nobody else can touch that pie. That's my pie. The whole thing. It'll be gone this weekend, too. By the time, when did I say the next home game is? December 4th? Fat Chris will be with you on December 4th. Oh, he's a happy guy. I can't wait for Fat Chris to come back. Trojans keeping the basketball here. They have pushed their lead back out to 17. Bennett fading away, can't get it to go. Kennedy the rebound. Throw ahead by Williams in the front court. Extra pass to Starling. Three in and out. Glenn looking for the assist. Kennedy pokes it away. Boy, Princess Kennedy having a whale of a second half here. She has played excellent basketball. .6:33 to go in the game. Things were looking bright for the Dolphins at the end of that third quarter. It's going to be a little more difficult to overcome this many points now. Rivera So Rivera with 18 now. She's 1 point behind Fayetteville Tech's Nyla Mitchell for the game high. Glenn going for the steal. She's been active defensively, as has Rivera in the backcourt. Bennett from the wing. Tip for the rebound. It is controlled by Rivera. Dolphins have a 4-on-2 here. This is Williams, too strong off the glass. Two Dolphins going for the basketball, and they say it's the official pointed that it was still Dolphins basketball, but it was clearly off Brunswick. I think he just made a mistake there. So Trojans will get it back.
No, you can't turn it over like that.
I agree. I'm just going to hire Danielle as my color person. Here's Bennett on the wing. Duncan swings it out, and that three is good by Kirkland. That's what happens when you turn the ball over like that. Kirkland up to 15 in the game, and it's an 18-point lead for the Trojans, who are on their way to their third victory of the year. Fayetteville Tech came in 2-3, Dolphins 2-2. Rivera going to the free throw line now. Chance to become the game's leading scorer. Mitchell for the Trojans, I mentioned, has 19. Rivera has 18 tonight. And she matches Mitchell now for the game high. Can surpass her with the second field goal. Chelsea Rivera came in at 10.3 points per ball game, 79% free throw shooter. Averaging 3 steals a game on the season so far, Mitchell. We've seen some of that defense, especially in the third quarter for Brunswick, and they force a turnover here. Glenn is tied for second in steals per game in the region at 3.5. Rivera right behind her. She's fifth in the region with those 3 steals per game. So Glenn and Rivera forming quite the backcourt for Joe Gaughan as we approach the midway point of this final quarter. Glenn attacks. It's through the hands of Mitchell. Mitchell recovers for Brunswick. Hand off to Starling. Starling, the runner. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Cornegi back in, and she scores. So 5 points for Lily in her first game as a Dolphin. White, cross-court pass was tipped. Bennett back into the backcourt. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Not that Bryant needs it. Fires a quick three, no good. Offensive rebound by White down low. And she's going to go to the free throw line when we come back. 4:26 left to play in the game. Fayetteville Tech leading by 14 points. We'll be back. Still 4:26 to go. Things not looking great for Brunswick, but you love the energy here in the second half for the Dolphins. Last year, I don't know. that team probably would have quit in the second half. And you're seeing a lot more energy and a lot more fight in this all-freshman lineup for Joe Gaughan this season. As White goes to the line, gets into double figures with 10 points, and a chance to make it 11 with the second free throw. Trojans just came out shooting so on point. I mean, they just were not missing in that first quarter and really haven't looked back since then. Dolphins have been able to get it to 12. Nice aggressive play there by Glenn. 14 in the game for Glenn. And like I said, I believe all of that coming here in the second half. That's a blocking foul there. That's a tough call against Carnegie because offensive player was out of control there. I don't know. But it's the fourth team foul on Brunswick, just 2 here in the quarter on Fayetteville Tech. I think we jumped the gun here. Might be an issue with the clock or a shot clock or something. Well, Carnegie fouled out of the game, so Lily's first game is done. She finishes with 5 points. Douglas back in with a dozen here today. Trap in the corner. High pass goes to White. White attacks. Never really gathered the basketball, and Starling able to steal it. Glenn got to be careful, able to get the pass to Rivera. The runner is good. Rivera with 22 points. Dolphins, this is as close as they've been since the opening quarter. It's an 11-point game. They can get it to single digits. That could be interesting with 3:30 still to go. Nobody back. Here comes Rivera one-on-one. Attacks, hangs it short. Oh, that's the closest I've ever come to swearing on a broadcast. That was so close. Bryant for 3. Fayetteville Tech players colliding, going for the offensive rebound. Slow to get up, but they're both okay, thankfully. So every time it looks like it's in the bag for the Trojans, Dolphins keep fighting. And they stringing stops together. Got to get buckets, though. I'd let the ball roll here. I'd save every second possible. FYI, our clock is a little ahead of the game clock, so keep that in mind as you're watching. We're doing our best to keep the scoreboard synced. We've basically got 2 different cameras running 2 different streams to bring that to you in the manner that we're doing, and it's a little off. That's all I can tell you. It's going to be that way, most likely. Inbound is intercepted. What a steal by Glenn. Put up no good, and then it's off Brunswick out of bounds. That's kind of the theme of the second half. It's not quite enough. The effort is there for Brunswick, but they're just not quite taking advantage of the opportunities enough, just leaving opportunities squandered. Back in the trap, though. Full court press is on. Princess Kennedy's back in. Starling got ahead of it. Now a 3-on-1. It goes to Douglas, who's got 14 now in the game, and it's a single-digit game. Dolphins are not done yet. 2:53 left to go in the game. Hang on here. If the Dolphins do have to play the foul game, they're pretty close to already in the bonus. In fact, they put Fayetteville Tech in the bonus here as Kirkland will go to the line. Foul's going to go against Douglas, I believe. That's her 3rd. So free throws on the other end now. Bucket in the foul. So 2:51 left to go. Kirkland with 15 in the game. Chance to put Fayetteville Tech up double digits again, and she does. Good on both of them. Free throw shooting is one of the things Brunswick will look back on. I'd be interested to see what the box score looks like, but free throw shooting has not been great today for Brunswick. Nice screen set. Oh, what a play by Rivera to the hoop. It's single digits again. Rivera's got 24 for Brunswick. What a game for her. Mitchell now to Kirkland. Kirkland throws cross court. Bennett, the runner, too strong. Here comes Kennedy. Kennedy turns on the Jets. She's all alone, lays it up and in. Here comes Brunswick. The lead is 7. 2:09 left to go. Kennedy's got 13 in the game. This would really be something special. We'll take a 30-second timeout. What do the Dolphins have? Got to dig deep here. They trailed by 27 at the half. They put up 29 points in the third quarter. Fayetteville Tech went back up by 18. Now it's down to 7. Inside 2 to go. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Another nail-biter. We've had a lot of good games this weekend. Duncan over to Bryant, and Bryant is fouled. So free throws to come with the shot clock at 8. Not an ideal time to foul. Bryant has 12 points today. She has been there in timely moments for the Trojans when Brunswick has been making its runs. They've almost relied on Bryant. Even though Mitchell leads them with 19, Kirkland with 17, it's been Bryant in the bigger moments, and she gets the first free throw to go. It'll still be a 3-possession game no matter what. But, of course, 9-point lead. Well, now it's 8. Kennedy's got the rebound. Here comes Rivera. 24 in the game for Rivera. Chelsea's been great. So has Kennedy. So has that young lady, Glenn. Couldn't get the runner, follows or miss. Throws the pass, but it's intercepted. Then it's off the foot of a Trojan. Kennedy throws it ahead to Douglas. Douglas cross court, Starling. Wide open, Rivera, but Starling takes the shot and hits. It's a 6-point game. Minute 12 to go. Starling with 4. Don't have to foul here, but you don't want to give up a wide open bucket either. And Duncan was all alone. She's got 6. Inside a minute to go, an 8-point game. Dolphins going to have to think about 3-pointers now. Starling will attack, throws it up, trying to go quickly, hung it short. And it's just not looking like enough today for Brunswick. Like I said, they've done a masterful job here in the second half. And Douglas will score, now up to 16. They got a foul here. Dolphins got a foul. Why are we just standing around? And 3 players around the ball. The whistle is blown. Was there a timeout called first? Was there a timeout before the foul? It looks like that's the case. So we'll step aside once again. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. 26.8 is what's left here in this one. And the Dolphins, it's a two-possession game, so they got to foul quick here or get a steal, as you see Glenn trying to do. So Trojans will inbound it now in the backcourt as they run a couple ticks off the clock. Kennedy out, Mitchell in for Brunswick. They got to foul quickly here. Why is everybody running away from the ball? Foul! For God's sakes, foul! Fayetteville Tech is just playing keep away, and the Dolphins don't know what to do right now. I mean, 15 seconds to foul. And as soon as they got it into the forecourt, 3 Dolphins ran away from the basketball. Oh, freshman. All right, so it's Kirkland at the free throw line. Chance now, if she gets both of these, to make it an 8-point game. So that makes it a 3-possession game. Kirkland now with 19, matching Mitchell for the team lead for Fayetteville Tech. So Joe Gahan will advance the ball, and Brunswick will need to figure out how to make this a 3-possession game with just 11 seconds on the clock. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. So Brunswick has 11 seconds to work with here. They're down by 8. Going to have to hope for some miracle shots and turnovers and missed free throws and all of that. Dolphins do still have a lot of timeouts to work with, but they got to go quick, and they got to shoot quick. Glenn can't get the 3 to go, and that is going to do it. Fayetteville Tech, a hot shooting first half, and they will survive a comeback attempt for Brunswick. The Trojans win 85-77. Dolphins fans will be with you again coming up December 4th. Cape Fear will be in town. That's a Wednesday at 6 p.m. Until then, my name's Chris Sheeman. Thanks for watching all weekend long, folks. We appreciate it. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.